Hi everyone and welcome to the latest episode of Just Good Games. With the current generation of consoles coming to an end this year and maybe coming to an end this year, and the next generation being ushered in, I felt that it was only right to put together a series of short videos shining a spotlight on the games which have defined this generation, for better or for worse. I'm not just going to highlight the good games here, as I feel it's necessary to highlight some of the games, some of the biggest failures to tell the whole story of this generation. This second game and another game which I'm going to talk about in the future sort of sum up one aspect of this generation: the rise of the games as a service model, and the fact that some games now on consoles are ever evolving and are not really the finished articles on release. I'm of course talking about Destiny, but before we move on, I want you to hit that subscribe button, Guardians. Destiny was released on the 9th of September 2014 for Xbox One and PlayStation 4. It was also released on the generation before. This was the first game Bungie had made since the Halo series, and teaming up with Activision, the publishers of Call of Duty, just seemed like a match made in heaven. This game was really hyped up, and I'm not going to lie to you, I brought into this big time. This game was meant to be the next big thing, with Activision saying this game had a 10-year plan laid out and was ready to go. Well, we are near pretty much 6 years into that plan, and although there's still a fan base, it's plain to see that that plan has not worked. But that's not to say Destiny was not a success. When Destiny first released, the reviews were lukewarm, alright good, 7 out of 10 sort of area, lukewarm to say the least. But it was a very solid shooter, and the gunplay was what you would expect from the people who made Halo. But what it lacked was story, a good story to hold it all together, and you had to repeat missions over and over to get loot and level up. It really wasn't my bag. It was a lot of other people's bags though, and they persisted with it, and that plan which was put into place started to pay dividends, with updates, expansion packs and DLC all fleshing out and expanding the lore and adding a lot of story depth which was not there to start off with. I came back and was so surprised at how much this game had changed. Weekly and monthly events kept this thing going, and the community was well and truly established. This was, to my memory, the first console game like this. PC games had been doing it for years, so it was a bit of a culture shock to us old simple console folk. An ever-changing online environment, and that is Destiny's legacy. GTA Online was obviously another game like this, but that was just a bonus on top of a fantastic single player game. Games like Sea of Thieves, No Man's Sky, Rainbow Six Siege and The Division 1 and 2 have all followed a very similar cycle and paths to Destiny, and now each of those games, well mostly, has a thriving community. Things were going really well for Destiny, but then Destiny 2 happened in September 2017, and that really killed it. People who put the time in on Destiny 1 were not willing to buy another game and not exactly start over again, but there was not as much carryover as people would have liked. Imagine putting in all that time building up a great character, leveling up hours and hours, and now you have to buy a new game and most of your progress is not carried over and not supported, and obviously the game, Destiny 1, is now not being supported anymore. I don't know if Destiny 2 was part of the 10-year plan, but it really should have just been a massive expansion for the first game. Like, you pay 20 to 30 quid and it's a whole new campaign, your level transfers over, the level cap doubles, it would have just worked. There's obviously still people playing Destiny today, and that is a testament to how good this game got. And as I said, the model which it set up, the evolving console game, the game as a service model, is still being used today. Some people hate this kind of game, hate that model and think it is killing the industry, and some people love it and say it's the future of the industry. especially EA. You just have to look at the games I mentioned earlier to see how it can really work well. But for every Sea of Thieves and Rainbow Six Siege, there's an Anthem and a Fallout 76. Whatever your opinion of the games as a service model is, there is no denying that Destiny was the first major console game to do it, and that is why Destiny is a game that has defined this generation. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. Now all I need you to do is hit that lovely subscribe button, like, share, follow us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram. There's obviously a Patreon now, have a look at that. I'll actually put the link in the description this time, so you've got that to look forward to. Obviously you have been watching games that have defined this generation, Destiny. Stay safe out there, and once again you have been watching Just Good Games.